And we'll move right on to the committee of the whole. So I'll call that meeting to order. Can I have a roll call again, please, Norgie?
Okay, President Weatherston.
Yep.
Trustee Martin.
Yes.
Trustee
I should
McManus.
say ditto.
Yes.
Trustee Wishaw.
Here.
Trustee Stillman.
Here.
Trustee Lambert.
Here.
Here's.
Still here.
How could we forget you? Okay, public comment.
Oh,
I'm-
wow.
I'm sorry, approval of the minutes from the committee of the whole on May 13th. I have a
Oh.
motion on that.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of May 13th,
Thank you, Nancy.
2025.
Second.
Second. I heard 3 seconds, so. Who wants the credit? Fran?
Fran,
I,
Fran needs it.
yeah.
All right, all in
I
favor,
just
quit.
try to move meetings along. That's the only
All in
reason I
favor,
did
say
this
aye.
motion.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Public comment. This time, open the floor to public comment for any citizens wanting to discuss opinions to the committee of the whole. Seeing none, move on to committee updates. Nancy Pierce, Planning Commission.
Big fat zero.
Big fat zero, okay.
There's nothing on the, sitting in the works at the moment.
Nice short report, I like it. Thank you.
Holly?
Parks and Rec Advisory Committee, Holly.
Nothing new. The one thing is on the agenda.
Another nice short report. Caledonia Utility District, Mr. Wishaw.
I also don't have anything new to report, but I would like to take 10 seconds to thank Ryan and our highway department for helping clean up the big storm from May 15th in Wind Point. Because I had two properties get hit amazingly hard, and it was a group effort on everyone's part. So thank you.
Okay. Visit Racine County, Fran.
Actually, I do have something to report. The building is being redone, remodeled, but it's not going to be, that's not going to be started until after Labor Day because it requires closing on Labor Day is the busy season. So the building's being remodeled and the parking lot is being fixed. And I will say that the finances are in better shape significantly than they were in the, before Kerry Greavy took over. So it's doing well.
Is that from your leadership, Fran?
No, it's from Kerry Greavy.
Okay.
Take no credit.
I'll take a little credit.
All right.
We'll give it to you. You got it.
Thank you, Fran. Other committees, does anybody else have one? I did not have any. New business, solar powered street light pole operation in Crawford Park. Ryan, did you?
Yes, sir. All right. So this is something that was brought to the attention of the Parks and Rec Committee and came out with a recommendation for essentially adding a pilot program to have 2 solar-powered street light poles installed at the upcoming Phase 3 Crawford Park expansion project. So as part of the, is that just the agenda? Oh, there we go. Yeah, right there. Yep. So on the screen is a solar power streetlight pole that is mounted on an elevated concrete base that is used and typically would be seen in most parking lots. As part of our Phase 3 expansion project for Crawford Park, we have a parking lot that's going to be adjacent to the sledding hill as well as the future pickleball courts, basketball courts, things like that. And this is just the first 2 cells of parking. However, we were looking into different ways to provide some lighting to these areas, especially because we're going to be using this parking to provide the residents a place to get their kids and utilize the sledding hill. And when it's dark at 4 p.m., we wanted to provide a way to get some safety for those locations for them to park and be able to get in and out of that place without having any concerns. I know they're right next to the police department, but it's pretty dark over in that location. So ultimately, I reached out. This is one that's installed in Cudahy right at their police department and municipal building. They use this as a pilot program, and I contacted that provider. They guarantee 8 years of lights, 365 days a year with the 8-year warranty. It is a pole that would cost us just under $10,000 to get 2 light poles for that parking lot. And included with your packets was the full manufacturer's breakdown for, their whole spiel, their sales pitch, as well as some other data as far as the lighting plan that showed how it would illuminate that entire parking lot, but nothing more. Initially, the request was kind of to look at that lighting for the parking lot as well as the pickleball courts, but I believe it is not, it's not in our best interest to look at anything beyond just the parking lot at this time, because we will eventually be bringing more parking, more electrical needs, and something that We Energies could probably provide at a larger scale. But having something like this in the short term, when we have some new amenities coming our way, may be something worth investing in. And so ultimately, with all that being said, the goal here is to, not only with the Parks and Recreation approval, is to at least get a verbal direction from the committee here. If we want to do a motion, that's fine as well, but verbal direction from the committee to continue to pursue the solar powered light poles by coming back with a sole source request at a future meeting and utilizing the park budgetary savings for phase 3 as well to purchase that.
Yeah,
What's-
please,
what-
Holly, excuse me, let Holly.
I was just gonna add, I think we had asked Ryan to look into the option, the priority was security and the fact that Crawford Park is evolving beyond what our community is used to as far as parks, using them after 4 PM, the dawn to dusk hours in the winter with the sledding hill, things like that. Because we're still fluid in what our stages are of the park and what we're looking to do and the options of bringing electrical, we asked for some other options, and Ryan and I believe Todd came up with the solar option, and so this, we felt, we kind of looked at what it would be to bring We Energies in, how much that would cost. So I think this was, our committee really agreed, this were the best options to try. It's just two lights, and I think for 8 years, I think they'll work out well.
So to be clear, the Parks Committee has approved this. and
Yes,
we're
we
moving
pushed
on-
it through to the
moving
committee.
forward.
We're looking for a motion to approve this, to send it to the board
Okay.
today.
Thank you. Dale, did you have something?
Yes. Is the intention to have all these lights on all night long?
That's my question.
Are they just gonna go on and put timers on them and shut them off at 10 o'clock or something? Because you only, like now in the summertime, you don't need them from 8 to 10, that's it. So you're gonna have all the energy stored? Is there a place to save that energy?
The breakdown of the solar power manufacturer has that it'll run at full power for the first, I believe, 6 hours from dusk at 100% capacity, and then it'll run for the remaining time at only 20% capacity until the hour before dawn. Now that changes obviously based on the time of year, but it does go down to a 20% capacity usage, so it won't be full brightness during the entire night, but it will run like any other street light, like outside these buildings here. Once it's dark, it'll run, and then once it's bright back in the morning, it'll be off.
Okay.
It'll also have a universal optional switch that we can control. We're supposed to be able to control anything with a 2-mile radius that we use with this manufactured type of pole that would allow us to do certain things like if we wanted to keep it dim or during a special event like a fireworks event maybe in the future, and we had, let's say, 10, 15 poles like this out there, this controller would allow us the power to reduce that capacity down or have it off or dimmed for whatever reason. So there is control capability, but the basic standard will be that it would run like any other streetlight pole for the duration of the evening.
Will there be enough light to the sledding hill in the wintertime with these lights?
This light pole will, the two that we have proposed will light the parking lot, which will get people there and safely in and out of their vehicles. There's nothing proposed at this time to light vertically up the pole or up that sledding hill, because that's another 25 feet in vertical change to cover.
Hmm.
If this is something that people like, and we would like to consider it as an option maybe at the top of that pole, and everybody wants to kind of put like a Christmas tree topper right at the light on the top there, we can definitely look into that, but
I'm just saying this, bring this up because you got all these neighbors that, I
Right.
don't know if they really like Crawford Park to begin with. Now we're gonna illuminate it, and it'll be, lights will be on all night long. There might be some pushback on that.
I don't think, it's not enough lumens to shine on those
No.
houses.
the foot candle attachment that's with your packet, it barely exceeds beyond the parking lot that's even proposed at this time. I'll
Just
have
asking.
Tony zoom down to it. Sorry, I didn't put this up on mine.
Okay.
Good questions.
I had a similar question, and also, is the light aimed down? You know, I know that you can direct it downward, and then that minimizes also the disturbance to neighbors.
It's called dark sky.
The location of this is honestly the only neighbors we have to concern ourselves with is us.
Oh,
You're
okay.
you're thousands of feet from the nearest home
Okay.
to begin with, and then there's sledding hills due east of this. So overall site plan, but the police department is about 500 feet south of this location. So this is one portion of the parking lot right here. This would be where the light would be located, and you can see the maximum footprint that it reaches.
Where's the sledding hill?
So way over there.
Over there.
Okay, I'm just gonna comment, I guess, that it seems odd not to light the sledding hill.
Well, that's
I mean,
one
are
thing.
you gonna have kids in the pitch dark coming down that
I
sledding
think
hill?
that's normal, though.
Huh?
I think that's normal.
I don't
for
know about
sledding.
that.
Well,
Well, okay, but these are
All right,
these are two to
Yeah.
try out. If we
Yeah.
like them, we can get expand, right?
yeah.
Okay. Did you want anything?
well, I just wanted to add to both those is I think the whole point is to see how this goes. That's why we're calling it the pilot. And I think that as we put the millions of dollars into this park, we have to be realistic as a board and a committee to say that we have to start putting lights in there for the safety and security of the park and the property that we're building there, so that we can see if there's cars in the parking lots, if we can see if there's people running through the park. So this was just an option. We brought up that it does go darker, over those real dark hours. And I think that park is so big that right now the neighbors won't even know that there's lights in the park. I mean, those,
There's somebody.
There's actually
yeah,
this
no, I know there
secondary
is, but
sheet that even shows you kind of like the impact. It's really gonna be difficult on your scale of things, but
so that's one side of the parking lot
yeah,
right there.
it is very limited to the parking lot itself, and that was the goal, because we've heard residents, we've heard other committee members have concerns over that stretch, and we don't want to put baseball lights up at this moment. We're just looking for some parking lot safety lights. So
Looking for, can I make the motion to?
Yeah, go ahead,
I'm gonna
make
make the motion to send this pilot project for the lights to the full board.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good. So move to the village board. Item B, proposal for donation and integration of a therapy dog, it doesn't say which department, into departmental operations. I assume this is a police operation.
Evening. Yes, it's a police proposal. I'm working to move forward with donation and integration of a therapy dog into the department operations. We've kind of been discussing this option for the last, few years in the background. And then Partners with Paws is a reputable breeder and trainer in the Wisconsin area. They have donated several therapy and service dogs to police departments, fire departments, and several others. They did a presentation at Kenosha PD last week, and I went. And they donate the dog itself, along with all the training. We participate in some events to fundraise for Partners with Paws service dogs, but everything is donated other than the list of equipment, which is about $1,500 or so. We're looking also into a local veterinarian clinic, such as we do with the canine, that would assist in some vet bills as we go, but the outright cost would be the $1,500. We do have a fairly hefty canine fund right now, around $40,000. So we'd like to move forward with proposing looking into that option in addition for our department and the village.
Can you, when would you use it? How do you use it exactly? I mean,
This
did you
dog
take
would
it to an
be
accident or
would
what?
go home with this handler, which I've kind of looked into. I would be the one, would hopefully be able to take this on. It come home with me to work from work every day, come to work, be around the police department. It helps in the well-being and stress of the officers. With certifications that it gets with the more training, can also have sub-handlers that will be able to go to the schools for the kids and demonstrations, along with our community events. They can also assist village employees, at the village hall, the fire department. It can be used village-wide.
This is an internal use,
Correct.
not, you wouldn't take it with, I thought it meant, for example, I don't know, there's a house break-in or a kid that's been injured or something like that.
We can
You would take the
we
dog-
can utilize it for calls for service as well, yes.
But it's mainly sort of a mental health thing for the police department and the village staff? Is that sort of what I'm gathering?
Yes, and community events with the kids, and
So you're really talking about kind of a 50-50 split,
yes.
50% interior, 50% public facing.
A lot of victims, they're sexual assault victims, domestic violence victims.
I
Also, yeah.
appreciate that. I just wanted to be sure that it
Yeah.
was used for that as well as just an internal thing.
Yes, both.
Make a motion, Al.
I'll make them.
Well, my only question would be, do we have any officers that are allergic to dogs? And how would that be handled?
Well,
We did discuss that option, or discuss those concerns, I should say. Because my first question was, does it have to be a hypoallergenic dog if somebody's not, is allergic to it? We're not aware of anybody that is, but every therapy dog or any of the other departments that I've sought out, if they're allergic to dogs, they don't go near the dog. They haven't had any issues. I don't know, Holly, have you heard of any issues?
And a lot of
along those
times the
lines?
dogs that come out of these programs are actual like doodle type breeds, or they're shed free
well, and-
breeds.
And we do have a choice too on what type of dog we take. There's actually two options. This particular breeder and trainer does the golden retrievers and the labs. And those are puppies. Those come younger and with more training with their handler from the beginning. But she also does retired show dogs. So these dogs are more a year to 3 years old that already have some training as a show dog, so they can be around crowds. They're not big barkers. They already have some training. And then when they get these dogs back, they train them for another, say, 6 months or so, and then integrate them within the PD. And if that were the case, we absolutely would have say in what type of dog we would get. And our concern would most certainly be to make sure that it's hyperallergenic, nobody's allergic, we don't have hair all over the police department. I don't think the chief would like that either. So we have options.
Well, and we have police dogs, and we have not had any issues with anybody being around our existing.
None that I'm aware of.
Canines.
Casey?
I'll make the motion to move this to the board for approval.
I'll second.
A motion and
I
second.
have another question though,
Yes, Fran.
and that is this does this become a full-time job of the handler?
Mm-mm.
You're the therapy
Yes.
dog handler,
Yes.
and it's taking you away from whatever otherwise you'd be doing?
Well, it
I mean, I'm
joins
wondering what it's
with
doing to our
work every
staffing.
day. I mean, it's still, anything that I would have to get done in an 8-hour day would still get done. Some training would be on duty, but me as a salaried employee, there'd be several trainings I'd have to do on my own time at home on weekends.
But
That
you
would be in
wouldn't-
addition to my.
Right, so this would not, I think what Fran's asking, this would not become your sole responsibility job. It would, it's almost adding on to your existing job description.
Yes, it definitely is adding on.
That's really my concern, that we're not adding one more officer, because you're not doing whatever else you'd otherwise be doing.
Understood, yeah.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We'll move that to the board. Thank you. Suggestions for future meeting agendas?
Well, I do have one that's in the same wavelength. We have a retired canine, and we don't provide retirement services to our canines.
I thought we
So-
did.
Yeah, we did.
Yes, we did.
We did.
The only thing I know we do is the vet care as long as it's provided by North Shore.
No.
No, we voted.
We did a stipend.
We provided a
Remember?
Okay,
stipend.
then
Give 'em a
I will,
pension. Give 'em
on
a
that
pension.
piece I will shut up. The other one is, it's not necessarily for future, but just reminder, Citizens Police Academy applications are due. Holly's probably the only one of us here who wouldn't benefit.
I teach mine.
I'll-
I do an instruction for
I
mine.
will look
so-
at that. I keep meaning to fill it out.
I do
but-
recommend it though, on that note.
I do
I,
too.
I have a
Okay.
suggestion.
I don't
and-
know how that's a suggestion for the next committee of the whole. Fran, did you have something?
Yeah, I do.
Howard's here.
This has come up before, and it's always been sort of rude, but we've talked about having a 5-year plan or a 10-year plan, and we don't, and it never goes anywhere. My suggestion is that the board members go look at Mount Pleasant's 5-year plan and see what they've done with it. All you have to do is go on the Mount Pleasant Village site, click on the 5-year plan, you'll see what they did. I mean, it's pretty exhaustive. They have a mission statement. They have a vision of where they're going, and it seems to me we don't. I've all the while I've been on the board, one of my main criticisms has been we're reactive, we're not proactive. And so I'm saying once more, let's look at it and not just say, oh no, we don't want to do that. I say we should have a 5-year plan, and we should involve the citizens, not just the staff and the board. I think we ought to have a 5-year plan so we know where the H we're going.
That is exactly what a comprehensive plan is.
No.
So
Well,
it-
no,
it
it's
is-
not.
It includes a mission statement or a vision statement. It includes public participation, and it is across all the different spectrums of, village aspect,
If
whether
you're
it's
saying the
utilities,
2050 plan,
parks.
are you saying what we adopted, that 2050 plan is it?
No, because that was a multi-jurisdictional comprehensive plan based on what Racine County did. The process that Pete is looking at getting created underway right now would be an individual comprehensive plan specific to Caledonia and Caledonia only.
But that's not driven by the board.
It's driven by the public and public participation. It's driven by a public participation resolution adopted by the village board that understands this is how the public is going to be engaged and going to get that information. And then there's 9 required chapters by state statute that you have to touch on, which is like parks, utilities, roads, economic development, job shopping, intergovernmental. And so I would
You're saying that's underway? I'm confused. Are you
So
saying
we are
that's
going-
underway, but we don't know about it, or what?
No, what I'm saying is that the Future Plan Commission, we are going to start that process. We have just started talking with Sewer PAC because the first part that was being completed was the park and open space plan. So
I'm gonna have to, we're discussing something that's not on the
Correct.
agenda.
I'm just trying to explain that the comprehensive plan is pretty much, I think, what you're looking at, but I will look on the website and see what the difference is between those.
To me, it's a vision of where you want the village to be going in the next 5 years.
Okay, thank you, Fran. Anybody else? I guess not. We stand adjourned then. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Oh, geez.
We're not.